This year in AP Human Geography, we have learned many important and helpful concepts. Of these, I believe the most helpful have been the various models by which concepts are described. So, in lieu of the AP test, the models of AP Human Geography. Our first set of models deals with nature and different geographers' perspectives of nature. Specifically, Jared Diamond, born in 1937, came up with environmental determinism in 1997, which is the view that the physical environment sets limits on human environment. The next person influenced by nature was Carl Sauer. He was an advocate for an alternative way of thinking to environmental determinism, which is possibilism, a view that the physical environment may set limits on culture, but that humans can choose how they want to develop culturally despite the physical barriers. Finally, Alfred Wegener hypothesized about continental drift in 1915 by saying that the continents were slowly drifting around Earth. Our next set of models deals with population and migration. Our first model is the gravity model. This model, proposed by Ernst Ravenstein, shows how interaction of any two populations is proportional to the distance between them. The next model was proposed by Thomas Malthus. This model shows the relationship between our population and the food supply, where since our population is exponentially growing and our food supply is growing in a linear fashion, the world would reach its carrying capacity and there would not be enough food to go around, even though it is important to note that this concept is void at this point because of technology. In fact, our last model was one created by Esther Boserup to show exactly what we just covered, the fact that our food supply will never reach its carrying capacity because new inventions arise to increase our capacity for food. Our next set of models is all about land usage. Our first model, von Thunen's model, shows the relationship between transportation cost and profit maximization for farming. This model has 4 levels, all of these levels surrounding a central city. The first ring around the city is for dairy and market gardening. The second is for wood and building materials. The third is comprised of grain and field crops, and the fourth is made up of ranching. The reason each ring is a different distance from the center is because it is more profitable for some things to be closer, such as dairy, and some not as close, such as ranching. Our next set of models deals with the land usage in urban areas. Our first model for this is called the concentric zone model, created by Ernest Burgess. He based his construction of a city on uniform rings that proceeded in a standard hierarchy that went from the innermost ring, the CBD, to the transition zone, low-class residential homes, better quality middle-class homes, and then the upper-class commuter zone. Our next model is the sector model proposed by Homer Hoyt. This model for city land composition was based off the idea that a city developed out in sectors, essentially pie pieces, from the center as an industrial district forming around a railroad through a city. Next, there is the multiple nuclei theory. This one, created by Chauncey Harris and Edward Ullman, posed the urban city as something that did not develop uniformly at all, but rather in regions scattered throughout. Our final urban land usage model is called the central place theory, created by Walter Christaller in 1933. This model describes how central places or settlements provide services to their market areas in a sort of hierarchy, with some nodes having more power or size than others. Our last model is the least cost theory model, created by Alfred Weber, that shows how locating closer to a resource can be more beneficial, such as a bulk reducing industry like copper smelting, whereas a bulk gaining industry such as a soda company would be better off near the market itself.